Hi Gandhi class, welcome to your third maths lesson this week. Now remember, we've moved on to the new topic of fractions, and in this session we're going to recap something that we learned in year 2, which is recognizing a half. So our learning objective for today's lesson is, can I recognize a half? So in today's lesson we are going to recap our learning from year 2 so that we are able to know that splitting a whole into two equal parts is called halving. To know that 1/2 is written as 1, then a line, and then 2 underneath. And to know what the denominator and numerator of a fraction mean. But before we begin, you are going to answer these 4 questions on your mini whiteboard. So please go get your mini whiteboard now, answer these questions, pause the video, and then press play when you're ready for the answers. Okay, so question number 1 says, find the difference between the number of visitors on Wednesday and Friday. Then you have a table here, and we're interested in Wednesday and Friday. Now, because we're finding the difference, what we need to do is subtract the smallest number from the biggest number. So we would be doing 321, take away 132, which would give the answer of 189 visitors. So give yourself a tick if you got that correct. Now, the next question says, Alex has a £20 note. She buys a purse for £12 and 49 pence. How much change does she receive? So you're going to be doing £20, take away £12 and 49 pence. Now you could use a number line to help you work this out as well. And the answer will be £7 and 51 pence. So give yourself a tick if you got that correct. Okay, the next question says, what is 320 divided by 8? So you're going to be drawing 8 circles and sharing 320 into those circles. And the answer to that is 40. So well done if you got the answer of 40. Now the last question says, partition the number 492. So you needed to partition it into hundreds, tens, and ones. So we've got 400, 90, and 2. Well done if you got that as your answer. Okay, what is a fraction? Now I want you to pause the video and have a think, or maybe a discussion with somebody who's nearby and free to do so. What is a fraction? Pause the video. Okay, so a fraction is, it shows you part of a whole, and it looks like this. So you'd have a number on top, a line, and then a number on the bottom. The number on top is called the numerator, and it shows you how many parts there are. The number on the bottom is called the denominator, and it shows you how many parts make the whole. So my turn, your turn. Numerator. Numerator. And denominator. Denominator. So the numerator is on top, it shows you how many parts there are, and the denominator is on the bottom, and it shows you how many parts make the whole. So this here is 1/2, so you've got 1 part and you've got 2 wholes. So here would be your whole, you've got 2, and then one of them is how many parts you have. So this shows 1/2. Okay, let's have a look at this cake here. We need to complete the sentences. So we've got this cake and there's a line down the middle. The cake has been split into how many equal parts? Pause the video to have a think. Well done if you said 2. It's been split into 2 equal parts. 1, 2. So each part, is worth what? Well done, it's worth 1/2. Now, how can we also write this? Pause the video to have a think. Well done, we can write it as 1/2, 1/2. Okay, now we need to get your mini whiteboard and I want you to tell me which pictures represent 1/2. Just write the letters on your whiteboard. Pause the video now and then we'll go through the answers when you are ready. Okay, so remember that when we find a fraction, they need to make sure that the shape has been split into equal parts. They have to be equal. If they're not equal, it's not a fraction. So A has been split into equal parts. B has not been split into equal parts because this side is much bigger than this side. This is the same with C. It's not been split into equal parts as this side is smaller than this side. D has been split into equal parts. It has been split into half. E has also been split into half. F has not been, it's not quite equal. G is, and H has not. So well done if you said A, D, E, and G. Okay, let's have a look at these ones. So which pictures represent a half? Write the letter or letters on your whiteboard. So pause the video now to answer this question and then press play when you're ready for the answers. Okay, so A has been split in half. It does represent a half because we can see that on this side, we've got the same amount of bears as we have got on this side here. So that is representing a half. B also represents a half because you've got the same amount on this side of dots as you do on this side. C does not represent a half because you've got one too many apples on this side. D does represent a half and E does not represent a half. So well done if you said A, B, and D. Okay, now it's your turn. You need to choose between activity 1, activity 2, and activity 3. And then you could challenge yourself further with the challenge questions. So activity number 1, you need to finish the sentences below. So you've got to tell me how the strawberry has been split, how many equal parts has it been split into, what is each part worth, and how else can you write this? And then do the same for the pizza. Once you've done that, you need to draw your own example and write the sentences to match your picture. So exactly what you've done here, but draw your own picture. Activity number 2, you need to draw the shapes and colour half of each shape. So you've got A, B, C, D, E, and F. A has been cut into half for you, so is B, so has C. Now D has been cut into 4 parts, but remember you're colouring in a half. So think about what you might need to do for this question here. And then E and F have not been split, so you need to make sure that you split it in half equally. And then next part of activity 2, only 1/2 of each shape has been drawn. You need to draw the missing half to make it a whole. So have a look at A, B, C, and D. You need to draw the missing half to make it a whole. Okay, and activity number 3, you've got some questions here that you need to answer. So the first one says, how many apples need to be circled to represent 1/2? And you need to draw it out and show it. The next one says, Mo, Cat, and Dom run a race. Mo is more than halfway through, Cat is exactly halfway through, and Dom is less than halfway through. Show where each child could be on the line. Now, the best way to do this is start with Cat and then use your knowledge of where Cat is to help you find where Mo is and then where Dom is. The next question says, each picture represents 1/2. Spot the mistake and explain your answer. So tell me which one is a mistake and why. The next one says, To show 1/2, I would need to shade in 4 triangles. Is Mo correct? Explain how you know, and colour the picture to show 1/2. So you would say yes or no, he's correct or incorrect, because, and then show it for me. And then part of activity 3 as well. If I correctly draw a vertical line of symmetry on a shape, this will represent a half. Always, sometimes, or never. Explain your answer. So you would say, this is always true because, this is sometimes true because, or this is never true because, and explain how you know. Then the last question for activity number 3 says, how many yellow dots will need to be added to represent half of the blue dots? Explain how you know, and show this by drawing the dots. Okay, and the challenge. For your challenge, you can draw a picture of your own and show it as a half. Please make sure you upload your work to Tapestry Gandhi class, and I will see you next time. Bye.